Welcome to QAvalidation.com. So in our Java for QA video series, the next topic is inheritance. Okay, so we have seen in our previous video how to create a class and then create an object to play with the data and the methods. Okay, so in this video we will see a more one step ahead of creating a class and an object. Okay, so basically we will see the use of classes and objects in real-time thing. Okay, so what is exactly an inheritance? So it says that it's a mechanism where a new class is derived from an existing class. So it means that the existing class is a parent class and you create a child class which will inherit all the properties of your parent class. That is, we call it as base class, parent class. Okay, so there are different types of inheritance that is available in Java. So one of them is single inheritance. It means that if you see on this left hand side, here is the my parent class, okay, and one child class which will inherit the properties of your parent class. Okay, so that is called single inheritance. Okay, if it is one to one, let's say there is again another child class which will inherit the properties of this child one. So it means that child 2 is inheriting the properties of both child 1 and also parent. Okay, so this pattern is called as a multi-level inheritance. Okay, now another pattern is there which is called hierarchical inheritance. Okay, so it will be in a hierarchy. Okay, so there is a parent class, okay, one parent class, and there are multiple child classes are there. They inherit the properties of the parent class. So child 1 will inherit the properties of parent class, child 2 as well do the same thing, child 3 also will do the same thing. It means that there is no relation between child 1 and 2, but there is relation between child 1 parent, child 2 parent, child 3 parent. Okay, so one parent class and child classes are there. This is one parent class. It can have multiple parent classes to the child classes. Okay, so this is called as a single. This is called hierarchical inheritance. Okay, so we'll see that in action how we can utilize that. Now, before proceeding into the actual coding part, we'll see why exactly the inheritance concept. So from this you can identify that this will basically help you to reuse your existing code. Okay, it means that there is already a code setup in the parent class. Let's say I want to use that. So why I should write again those particular functionalities into this child? Rather, I can just inherit this and I can use here. I mean, under the child one, I can write my own logic. Okay, I can add the logics, and if any existing logic is there, instead of writing here, I can call those methods and the variables directly from the here itself. Okay, so that will help you to reuse your code, because oops concept we have already got to know that reusability of the code. So to make your programming more effective or program product more effective. Okay, so that is one thing. Even what you can do, even you can whatever the functionalities it is written here, even either you can directly use it or else you can even edit that stuff as well. Okay, so let's get into the coding part. Okay, so here what we will do, I will create one package. So let's say inheritance, sorry, let's make it as small inheritance example. Okay, and okay, so first we will see the single inheritance. Okay, so let me create a class. So I'll take one example. Let's say that animals. Okay, and I'm not going to put the main method because I'm not going to run anything in this animals class. So this is basically my parent class. Okay, so here what I will do, so but now the concept of the object is more into relating to your real time, right? So now what is animals? So animals, what exactly, I mean, if you talk about animals, what is common across all the animals? They have two eyes. Okay, so what I can say, int number of eyes. Okay, so here it is 2. Okay, so this is common across all the animals that we have. Okay, so what I can do here, so I will create one constructor of this. So animals, I'll tell you how we can utilize that. Okay, so here I'll just put something. Let's say that just put animals. Okay, okay, so this is my constructor. We have come to know what is exactly a constructor in our previous video. Okay, so here, so now one thing what we did, we created one instance variable, that is number of eyes is 2, and then animals. Okay, now what exactly an animal do? They eat, right? All the animals do eat there. So let's say eat, and here let me give it as uh, void. Okay, let's say like this, and let me create something. I will write it. So I can say I can eat, just something I'm putting here. Okay, so this is all about your this one. And what I can do, another thing here, let's say that void eyes. Okay, so here what I will do, I will print that number of eyes. Okay, so I have, okay, so here I have one variable and there are three methods in which animals is a constructor here. So that's all about it. So just note it down, what and all methods I created it. So now we'll create a new class or a child class. Let's say cat. So here what I will do, I'll click on this main method. Okay, so now we created, so let's go with the class. Let's not deal with the main method for now. So now what a cat differs, I mean, from an animal, that it's sound, right? So let's say that void here what a cat does, so meow, right? So let's do this capital. Okay, so here what I will do, I'll put like this and I will print this one. Okay, so here I will say sound of cat. Okay, sound of cat meow. Okay, something I'm giving. So now when I say this meow method, so cat, so here only it is, I have only one method only. But how can I inherit the properties of these animals? For that I need to put a keyword called as extends. Okay, extends is a keyword. After that I need to give the base class or the parent class name. Okay, so now when I say extends animals, now this cat class will have this meow method, and also as I told, all the properties or the methods of this animals class as well. So we'll see how it is possible. So let's create one what do you call, object of this new cat. Okay, and now when I say cat dot, you can see here so many options I'm getting. So here you can see cat eat, which I mean, where exactly this eat method is there, this is under animals, right? So let's say do like this. Now another one, let's say here eyes. Okay, so they have eyes as well. Okay, and the last thing, cats is own, what do you call, that is meow. Okay, so like this. Now let's do this. Okay, so here let's run this. Okay, so here you can see animals, I can eat, I have two eyes. So these both results came from your animals class. Okay, and the sound of cat is meow. Now here one thing you can see, from where this animals came, I didn't call that method. If you see, nowhere I called cat dot animals, but still it came. Now what it does, as soon as you create one object of your child class, so I mean in our previous video I told you, once you create a new object of that class, automatically the constructor of that class will be executed. So here, because I'm running a this object creating a new child class, so what it does, this child class will in turn run your parent class constructor as well. So that's why when I say cat equal to new cat, it will first search if there is any cat constructor is there. So there is no constructor, it means I didn't write any logic for that. Then what it will do, it will search if there is any parent constructor is there. Yes, it is there, so that's why it printed okay animals. So even though I won't call, as soon as I create this new object, that default constructor of that parent class will execute. Then eat, that will do I can eat, eyes, I have two eyes, sound of cat is meow. That's it. So now this is your what you call single inheritance, because animals features taken by your cat by extending the extends keyword. Okay, so this is all about your single inheritance. So we'll see. So let's do another thing. Let's take any other animal. So we'll do like this. Here you create another class. So let's say lion. Okay, and again put this main method the same way. Let me copy paste quickly this one, and okay, and here let me put that. Okay, here main method also okay, so here let me copy paste and edit it as per that. Now lion, what it does, it roars, right? Okay, roar. Okay, so here roar. Okay, and here instead of cat I will say lion. Okay, and everything. Okay, here let's put lion, and here lion dot roar, right? Because there is no meow. Okay, okay, so let's delete this one. So as I told, there is no relation between your okay, let me put extends and then animals. Okay, the error should go. Okay, so now if I put, so let's say this one lion dot, let's say meow. Okay, this will throw me error. What it says, this error says that the method meow is undefined because it's not existing, because there is no relation between your child 1 and child 2, that is your cat and lion. That's what we saw here, right? So there is no relation between your child 1 and child 2. Okay, so let's run it now. So here you can see animals, because as soon as I created this one, the animals what do you call constructor will be run. After that I have two eyes, sound of, okay, sorry, this I need to change it, sound of lion, and then run it. This is what sometimes happens if you copy paste. Okay, so sound of lion is roar. Okay, so you got it. So now this is nothing but your hierarchical inheritance. Sorry for my pronunciation. Okay, so now so now let's see a multi-level. Now this is a single level only, even though you have two classes that is inheriting the animals, but it is all about your single level inheritance only, because you can see 1 2 level only, it's not yet 3 level only. So now let's say, let's create another class. So let's create this one class. So lion, so let's say cub is one of the offspring of your lion. Okay, so now here we will, what we will do, cub, what is the sound? So it's basically coo, actually they do that. Okay, so let's create one method, let's say queen. Okay, so here what I will do, I'll put it like this, and here sound of curve, so let's say coo. something. I'm not sure about that. Okay. So here what I will do, I won't inherit the animals here. What I will do, because here I will inherit the lion actually. Lion is my child class of animals. So how is the hierarchical? Parent is animals, child 1 is lion, child 2 is my cub. Okay. So here now what this queen, sorry, not the cub class will inherit all the properties of lion and also animals. I'll show you that how it is. Okay. So let's say cub cub equal to new cub. Okay. So here now what happens? Let's see. Let's put it like this. Cup dot. You can see number of eyes from where it is coming. Animals, but still I can access it because it is inheriting that property also. So here first thing is that let's say eat, because cub also can eat, right? So cub dot eyes. Okay. So even cub have two eyes. Okay. Cub dot, even it will be roar is also there here, but for now because see cub is there, so roar will not be applicable here. So roar will be applicable when that cub will be grown up. Okay. So for now it will be our own, that is queen. Okay. So like this, now let's run this one. Okay. So animals, see here it can be, because this will first search if there is any constructor. There is no constructor content. Then it will see the immediate parent. There is nothing. Then it will go to the end parent, that is animals. So it ran like this. Cup dot eat, cup dot ice as usual. Cup dot queen. So here sound of cup is coo. Okay, so that is what all about your multi-level inheritance. So you have seen the combination of hierarchical inheritance and then your multi-level inheritance. Okay, so here you have seen this one, right? So animals, there are like super class. So there is one class we can call that is super. Okay, so when we say like this, so it basically refers to parent constructor. We'll see how to use that. So parent constructor, so what it does, when I, so here I'm not calling anything, right? When I create a constructor, I mean a new object, it always looks for the default constructor of the parent class. But let's say if I want to call the parent constructor explicitly, so that time I can use a super class. Okay. And whenever you call the super class, it has to be at the top always. The first line of your method should be super. So you can't write like this. So let's say super, it will throw you an error. Okay. So here you can see it should be always the first statement of that. Okay. So here you can say error should be first line of the method, let's say, because always we call it inside a method, right? Okay, so like that. Okay, so now we'll see another. So this is a very basic example to get started with what is exactly an inheritance. Okay, now we'll see a one step ahead, how is the implementation. Okay, not exactly a real time, but we will try to replicate that. Okay, so here what I will do, I'll create one more method to make it more, I mean two one more what do you call, package. Okay, so let's say inheritance example, let's say one. Okay, because that is example ex only. Okay, so here we will see how exactly the flow is happening. Okay, so we'll take one, let's say banking application. Okay, so one, now a banking application, how does it will be a banking application? So I mean, as soon as you create a new account, you will have your customer name will be there, one account number will be assigned to that. Then what else? You will have, I mean, very basic need is that you should be having a customer name and also a balance, so sorry, the account number. Now the next thing is that what you need to going to do, you need to maintain some balance. Okay, so you will have a balance and then you will have a minimum balance. Okay, so let's try to replicate that. Okay, so let's create one bank as a parent class. So let me create this as let's say bank account. Okay, and here no main methods, because parent class normally we don't use any kind of main method. It will be kind of a, what do you call, it should be combination of your methods and variables only, so that you can use that. I mean, directly you can, you normally don't use your parent class, but you call those classes. Okay, I mean the methods of that class. Okay, so bank account class is created. Now let's define few variables. So string customer name. Okay, that should be your first thing, and then there should be a customer name. Let's make it as int customer account number. Okay, make it as capitalization. Okay, so you created two variables. Now what exactly you do? So let's say that bank, let's create a constructor. So bank account. Okay, it should not be having any return type. Okay, so here what we will do, uh, okay, let's accept this too. So we have seen default constructor, right? Let's create, I mean, let's accept parameterized constructor. String name, and this should be int, right? Int account number. Make it as capitalization, this one. Okay, so here what I will do, so customer name equal to whatever name I will send as a parameter. Okay, so here what I will do, customer account number equal to account number. Fine. Okay, so I have created this too. Now the second thing I need to do that, I need to display. So let's create a user defined method. So let's make it as void display customer. Okay, something. Okay, so here what I will do, I'll create like this, and I won't pass any parameter into this because I just want to display those details only. Okay, so here what I will do, let's write like this, customer name. Okay, customer name, and then append the customer variable that I created. Okay, and then copy paste that one and then paste it, and here it should be your customer account number, and here customer account number. Fine. Okay, so we are done with our the parent class designing. Now let's do one thing, let's create a child class. Now what should be the child class? The child class will hold your savings account, because a bank will have multiple accounts, like your current account, credit card account, and savings account. So let's create a savings account. Okay, and here, okay, let's put a main method here, like as we did in our last example. Okay, so here what we are going to do here, so savings account will be having a balance, right? So let's say that balance. Okay, balance, and let's say minimum balance, there is something called as minimum balance. Okay, fine. So I have two balances, two variables. One is balance and another is minimum balance. Now here, what it is, let's again create a child class constructor. Okay, savings account. Okay, so here what we will do, we'll pass parameters. Okay, now what parameters? Let's combine this both. Okay, now string, let's say name, and then int account number, because I can access the variables of my parent class also, so I can use it. And here not forget to put the extends keyword, and then bank account. Okay, fine. Okay, so here what I will do, I'll put this one is like this. Okay, so name space account number. Okay, super name account number, it means that it is calling to this method actually. Here indirectly it is calling this one. Okay, simple thing. From animal, from sorry, not animals, it should be from bank account. Okay, fine. So now here let's do like this. So now I have to implement my child class thing, right? So here what I will do, balance equal to bal. That's it. Okay, fine. So here now let's create one method. Boolean is minimum balance maintained. Okay, so this will be my method. Here what it will do, if your balance is greater than, what do you call, minimum balance, let's say. Okay, I'll do one thing. Minimum balance, I'll assign value. So it should be 1000. Okay. So here what I will do, minimum balance. Okay. If it is there, then what it will do, it will return me, let's say true. Okay. Fine. Here, let me give one semicolon. Fine. Okay. So now here what I will do, I'll quickly create an object of this. It is a constructor, parameterized constructor. So let's say I'll give here some name, and then I'll put some account number here. Okay, should be integer, and here I need to provide some balance here. What I can do, balance, I can put it as a float. Okay, so for now let's put it as a fixed balance only, like this. Okay, here what I will do, I'll do like this, super dot display. Here, see, you can see here. So because super always, what do you call, redirects, or super always refers to your parent class, right? So here now parent class have already this method, right? So I'm not writing, because I told you it's utilizing or reusing your parent code. So why should I again write all these two statements? Rather, what I can do, I can directly call this one. Okay, and here what I will do, here I can do one more thing also. Why not? I will put it as a string, and here I will say yes, and this is no. Fine. Okay, now I need to call that method, right? Saving account dot display customer. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so what it says, customer name. So customer name, from where it is coming? It is coming from here. That is nothing but your bank account dot Java. SKP, whatever I passed there. Customer account number. Balance is from this one, from here only. It is not going to the bank account. So here I have utilized the customer name and customer account number to fetch that from the parent class only, because see, be it whatever account. So let's say you have a savings account, you have a current account that is for business purposes, and your credit card, this customer name and account number will be same. So why should I write again the same logic? I can use the parent class only for that. Balance is this one, and is minimum balance maintained. So if it is yes or no, so because this is greater than 1000, so it is saying yes. Okay, so now this is again single inheritance, because savings account is my parent class, sorry, the bank account, and savings account is my child class. Okay, let's say I'll create another class. Okay, because if you have a account, you should be doing some transactions. Okay, so here what I will do, what I can say, let's say transactions. So now what exactly this may transactions will be doing, this basically. So here which one we should extend, we should be extending the savings, because savings account, let's say transactions. And here what I will do, I'll accept few things here. So let me do one thing, first copy all these things. Oops, here, this one. Fine, this one. And then what I will do, I'll put some deposit and withdrawals. So let's create two variables here, withdrawal int deposit. Okay, like this. Now here what I will do, I'll pass those parameters as well with that. Why? Because I need to display those things as well, right? So here what I will do, int, sorry, int expense, int deposit, something I'm giving as a variables here. Okay, so now here what I will do, I'll call the super class. In that I will pass this name. Okay, account number, because this always refers to my immediate parent only. So immediate parent is a savings account which have three parameters. This should be balance, and here I'll pass this one as well. So I need not to worry about my all these three things. Now just to implement, I have to implement these two things only. Now what it is, so I can access the balance also here, right? This balance I can access. So let's do one thing. If it is deposit, then deposit will be adding to your balance. If it is expense, it will be deducting from your balance. Okay. So here again, okay, let's rearrange this one. So now here again create another method. Let's say void display customer, the same thing only, whatever we created there. And this is your method overriding actually, because if you see here, the same methods I have used everywhere actually. Here, because we are inheriting and again we are writing our own logic. Here, what I can say, super dot display, see super dot display customer savings accounts, so it is coming from there only. Let's select this one, and then I'll put withdrawal equal to expense, and then deposit equal to deposit. Okay, just trying to see here. And here what I can do, system.println done. Okay, so now here what I will do, I'll create a object of this. Now what is that? Transactions, let's say trans equal to new transactions. Okay, name, again give the same stuff, and account number, just give something, and I have to give my balance. Let's say I have this much balance, and I'm giving expenditure. Let's say I did 1200, and then I did a deposit of 3400. Let's say, okay, fine. Then what is happening? Okay, oops, again the same thing I did. It should be integer. Okay, now transaction. Okay, dot display customer. Oops. Fine. So no errors. Let's run it. Fine. So here you can see uh, customer name SKP, customer account number is this one, balance is whatever balance, because see now the balance got changed. Why? Because when I'm throwing the balance, I have already assigned these things, because while I'm displaying, the balance got changed. Okay, so that's why it is showing like this. Now what it is showing, whatever balance I have, original balance, I can print here as an original balance, I can say like that as well. But this is my original balance, this is my expenses. So 23400 minus 1200 plus 3400. If you do that, it should be coming as this one. And it is checking if the minimum balance is maintained. Yes, because it is greater than 1000. And you want to see your kind of a, what do you call, what is that, mini statement. So here you can see total withdrawals are 1200, total deposits are 3400. So like that. So here you can see bank account, my parent, then the immediate child, and this is my lower level of child. So super, it means that blindly you need to understand that super always refers to your immediate parent. That's it. Okay. So if somebody only want the what do you call balance, they can only use this what do you call class. And if somebody have some transactions, they can use this. So now you can see, even now one more benefit of this is kind of a modularization, because before we have seen inheritance is just to reutilize. So now you can see how much we have reduced that code, because if you just think I will write all these things and all these things and everything I will put it, if I don't do extends, now you will see the code looks what do you call, massive code actually. You will see number of lines, but with this inheritance concept, I can reduce the number of lines of the code, and I need not to worry about the existing functionalities. This is one benefit. Okay, So this is all about your inheritance. Let me know if this is understood well. So I tried my level best to put the examples, and if you need any more details about this or any doubts or questions, please comment. If not, then subscribe and share with others so that others can be benefited. Thanks for watching.